Do you love watching cartoon shows? Well, be careful because some shows were
never meant to be seen.
Make sure to like and subscribe and I'll protect you.
I'm a new subscriber. Love your videos.
Have you ever seen Peppa Pig before? Well, if you did you pay close attention to the weird things that happen in the show because it's super mysterious and creepy? It's like solving a scary mystery. Let's watch this video and solve the mystery together.
Have you ever noticed the weird things going on in Peppa Pig? First of all, we all know that Peppa Pig and her friends have two eyes. But if you take a close look at Peppa's fairy tale decoration picture, sometimes she has two eyes, and other times she only has one. The same goes for Peppa's pet goldfish, which is shown with two eyes in one scene, but in the next, it only has one. Could this be hinting at the odd way Peppa's face is drawn from the front?
Oh yikes, sorry Peppa. I need you to turn away because you're kinda looking real weird right now. No offense. Anyway, dearies, what do you think is the reason behind these characters having one eye? I think Peppa's family is secretly full of demons who took over the world. Or it's just an editing mistake? Let me know your thoughts, and let's keep going.
Second, in the episode The Playground, there's a strange moment. When Daddy Pig gets stuck on the slide and the kids manage to rescue him, one by one they slide down. However, something odd happens here. We notice that Rebecca Rabbit isn't on the slide, but when the scene cuts to Daddy Pig, she mysteriously appears. Where did she come from?
She ran up and cut in line just so she could get a chance to attack Daddy Pig. I totally get it. Girl Daddy Pig is probably super annoying. Like, how do you even get stuck on the slide? I think we should be asking, what is a grown big man doing on a kid's slide anyway? That's the real mystery.
Third, in the Captain Daddy Pig episode, when they pass under a bridge, we can see Mummy Pig standing next to a post with nothing on top of it. But after a brief moment, as they're cruising along the water, a bell suddenly appears out of nowhere. Later in the same episode, when Mummy Pig is steering the boat, the area behind the boat is completely empty. Yet after a short time, a black cylindrical object magically shows up. What's going on?
What if they're glitching in and out of reality and the boat keeps changing? Whoa, spooky. Actually, no. What if the boat is made of Lego and they can add and remove parts? Yeah, I think that's it. Well, Daddy Pig is so clumsy, it's possible that he kept breaking the parts off by accident. Let me know if you have better theories.
Finally, when Peppa goes home to change her boots, notice the direction of the door when she enters. After she changes and comes out, suddenly the direction of the door has completely changed. How does that even happen? Have you spotted any other creepy or strange moments in Peppa Pig? Share them in the comments.
Maybe the door can open both ways. I like doors that can open both ways because sometimes I try to push a door open and get embarrassed because it's a pull door. Cringe. Have you ever watched a show with a background character that was so cool you wanted them to be part of the main cast? That's what a bunch of fans wanted in My Little Pony, but when the creators made their dreams come true, it was actually a nightmare. So, this episode got banned forever. Are you allowed to watch banned episodes? Oh well, let's watch it anyway.
Banned episodes of kids' TV shows. Part 2. Sometimes the absolute worst thing you can do is give fans exactly what they think they want. This cartoon horse had no name and no dialogue. Then the creators gave her both and immediately regretted that decision. In the My Little Pony cinematic universe, online fans had a favorite background character. She had no official name and never spoke in the show, but the online crowd affectionately named her Derpy.
That's kind of a rude name. Bro, if someone called me Derpable instead of Dorkable, I'd be angryable.
For her cross-eyed look, which was actually the result of an animation error. In season 2, the creators wanted to give those fans a tip of the cap, so they gave the pony a speaking role in an episode and had another character call her by her fan-given name of Derpy. But once she stepped out of the background, her cross-eyed appearance, clumsy behavior, and slightly slurred speech became front and center, and suddenly some of those same fans thought this was wildly offensive. This controversy, known as Derpygate, basically split the fandom into two groups: 100 people with pitchforks and everybody else wondering why anyone was holding pitchforks. An online petition requesting the show change Derpy's name argued that it was very hurtful and pro-bullying. That petition gained 136 signatures. Meanwhile, other counter-petitions demanding the name remain unchanged received over 40,000.
Do you think the name Derpy is offensive?
The writer of the episode, who actually has a disabled son, shared that while she received around 200 positive emails from fans, she also got about 10 negative messages. She said that the character's original name was supposed to be Ditsy Doo, but she was asked to change it for the sake of fan service without realizing it was perceived as an offensive term. The episode was taken off the air until the scene could be redone, with the character's eyes redrawn, her voice redubbed, and her name just not spoken at all.
So basically, people got mad because they said this episode made fun of disabled people, and the episode got banned, and I gotta say, dearies, I totally get it. They made her look so goofy, like she was literally stumbling around as if she had a blindfold on. Is this My Little Pony or My Little Goofy? Okay, now stay brave for this next clip, dearies, because it's kinda spooky. It's so scary. It's Spongebob! This episode wasn't banned. It wasn't hijacked. It was just a regular episode, but it was so scary that it traumatized kids for life. Make sure to stay brave and don't get traumatized by watching this.
This episode scared kids growing up. Do you remember the graveyard shift episode in SpongeBob? In the episode, Mr. Krabs decides to keep the Krusty Krab open 24 hours and assigns SpongeBob and Squidward to work the night shift. At first, everything's normal until the lights start to flicker. The phone begins ringing with no one on the other end, and a creepy figure starts appearing outside the restaurant. SpongeBob, being his usual self, tells a terrifying tale to pass the time. The hash-slinging slasher, a ghostly former fry cook who returns from the dead every Tuesday night. SpongeBob describes the signs. Lights flickering on and off, phone calls with only static, a ghost bus pulling up with no driver, and finally, a shadowy figure slowly approaching the door. Just when you think the hash-slinging slasher is real, the figure turns out to be someone interviewing for the Krusty Krab who was just nervous. Classic fake-out. But then, it gets weird. The lights flicker again, except this time, no one is doing it. Then the screen cuts to an old vampire, Nosferatu, smiling eerily as he turns the lights off and on. For kids who had never seen Nosferatu before, this moment felt wrong. It was creepy, out of place, and left a lasting impression. Even though it was meant as a joke, that final image of Nosferatu's creepy grin burned into our childhood memory.
He's so right, guys, because it's totally burned into my memory forever. I think this episode is why I hate vampires. It's the only thing that scares me. I'm super brave normally, but as soon as I saw this guy on SpongeBob, I basically died inside. Bruh. As soon as this guy popped up, I popped out a cross and Bible. Unfortunately, I still got nightmares. R.I.P. Well, now you know my biggest fears? Vampires. What's your biggest fear? Masha and the Bear is supposed to be an innocent show for nice, innocent kids like you. But what if I told you there's a terrifying, dark truth behind Masha's story? You want to find out the truth? Make sure to watch till the end.
Masha isn't a child. She's ghost haunting the bear who killed her in self-defense, and the show is her eternal revenge loop. Frame 1847. Masha never ages across 5 seasons and 156 episodes. That's not cartoon logic. That's death frozen in time. And this makes sense. Masha lives alone in forest. No parents, no family. Know why? She was abandoned at orphanage for violent behavior and escaped into woods where bear attacked her. But wait, it gets darker.
Whoa, 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 hold on there, partner. You're saying too much. So Masha never ages and that makes her a ghost? Geez, now I wish I was a ghost because I don't want to get old. Yuck.
Count how many times Masha eats or sleeps. 0 times in 156 episodes. That's not oversight. Dead children don't need food. And you never caught the obvious. Only animals see her, and they're terrified. Every episode, Bear tries escaping, but she follows everywhere. That's not friendship. That's haunting. Actually, in 89% of episodes, Masha destroys everything with impossible strength. Child can't demolish houses, but vengeful ghost can manipulate reality.
All right, now he's starting to make a lot of sense because either Masha is a superhero, or maybe, just maybe, Masha is a dead ghost.
And now the part the show disguised. Episode 12 shows old photo in different clothes. That wasn't costume. That was memory from when she was alive. The forest never had living girl. It's trapped spirit punishing bear who ended her life and she'll never leave.
Dude, is this guy Sherlock Holmes or is he just doing too much? You want to know what I think about the Masha dead ghost theory? I think it's not that deep. Masha literally grew up with a bear, so she's probably just super strong. So she's not dead, she's just a strong person, just like you. Let me know what you think. Is the theory true, or is it just a silly kid's show? What if watching an episode could get you arrested? This next episode is banned, and some people said, if you watch it, the police comes and gets ya. I'm just kidding. But for real, this is an episode from the Teletubbies that got banned for being mega weird. Only cool kids can watch this till the end.
Banned episodes of kids' TV shows. Part 6. This Teletubbies episode had one person calling it the greatest horror film of all time. The infamous sketch called The Lion and the Bear starts with a creepy off-screen voice taunting the Teletubbies, declaring that they're a bear and they're coming. So the Teletubbies run away. Already not what you're supposed to do when being approached by a brown bear. After a long moment of suspense, the bear with brown fuzzy hair reveals itself as a cardboard cutout on a longboard. The bear speaks in rhymes, flexing their hiding skills, making funny faces, and then confessing they're hiding from an even scarier lion.
Pause. What do you think would win in a fight? A bear or a lion? I think a bear would win, but let me know in the comments.
Think about it from the kid's perspective. You're already scared of the bear, and now you're told there's an even scarier animal out there? That's trauma squared! Then, with storm clouds rolling in, the terrifying roars of a lion echo across Teletubby land. Finally, the scary lion with big scary teeth reveals himself, and he's also made of cardboard and also has a sick longboard. You won't have me scared of some cardboard animals, but when you remember that the Teletubbies' target audience is kids all the way down to 1 year old, you absolutely cannot be putting this weirdo's face in front of them.
Hey, that's mean. He's not weird looking, he's just different. At least that's what his mom says.
Parents were furious when this segment first aired in 1997, flooding PBS with complaints that it was way too scary for preschoolers. PBS banned the episode in the US, and 4 years later, the BBC followed, removing the short as well. The sketch was then modified with more cheerful music, the bear's voice more jolly, and the Teletubbies' reactions more excited from seeing the bear and lion instead of scared. But for a generation of kids, the damage was done. Redditors recalled this childhood trauma in a thread, saying the sketch was the bane of my nightmares. Haunted me for years.
I don't know, guys, it seems kinda silly, not scary, just look at his face. But for realsies, this episode was taken down for a while, then re-edited to be less scary because of a lot of angry parents. So now that you've seen this, if you don't want to get arrested, you better subscribe. Pop quiz time. Which show are these 3 characters from? It's Rugrats. Rugrats is a super old show that was about cute little babies who go on dangerous adventures. Do you go on dangerous adventures? Anyway, there's a dark secret behind Rugrats, and that secret is that the babies might all be dead. Yeah, spooky, right? Let's watch this video to find out the truth.
All of the Rugrats are a part of Angelica's imagination. They aren't real.
None of them?
Chucky died in the same accident that his mom died in. And that's why his dad is always so nervous and freaking out because he has to deal with that.
What about Tommy?
Well, Tommy was a stillborn. And that's why Stu goes down into the basement late at night, making toys for the son he wish he had.
That's why he's always depressed.
What are you doing?
Making chocolate pudding.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding?
Because I've lost control of my life.
Nah, that's just sad. But no offense, they could just adopt a kid, you know? My best friend was adopted, and he's the happiest kid ever. Do you know anyone that's adopted?
And the twins ended up being a miscarriage. It was early in the pregnancy, so Angelica didn't know if it was going to be a boy or a girl, so she just imagined both.
What about Susie?
Susie is real and going along with all of Angelica's crazy imaginations because it's her only friend. She tries to make her happy all the time. But the one baby that is real is Dill. Dill goes against Angelica's crazy imagination and doesn't do what she expects. And that's why Angelica freaks out on Dill all the time and gets so upset.
Interesting theory, Mr. Theory Man. But explain this. This show is called All Grown Up, and it's a sequel to Rugrats. It takes place a few years after Rugrats, and it's about them experiencing high school since they're, all grown up. So obviously this theory is false. I really liked All Grown Up, and if you guys haven't seen it, you should at least go listen to the theme song because it was the best theme song ever. What other innocent show can I ruin for you today? What about Paw Patrol? Because I bet you didn't know Paw Patrol could have a dark theory behind it. Well, listen up, guys and gals. Paw Patrol might be telling us what happens after the world ends. Watch this till the end if you're brave.
Do you ever hear the Paw Patrol theory? No, this is real. This is there's a theory that Paw Patrol might actually be predicting the future. The whole premise of Paw Patrol theory is that it's actually in a post-apocalyptic world where they already used AI and robots but failed, and they started harming humans and became a failed thing. They don't want robots anymore. So what did they try to do after? They tried to sentientize dogs and animals. Now if you take it in like this, right? What are all the episodes about in Paw Patrol? They're always fighting robots. Almost every episode, they're against robots. They're fighting robots, right? So if you bag it, in this reality, the robot apocalypse happened.
Oh no, maybe the robot apocalypse is starting right now. Quick, throw your phone away. I'm really scared of robots because they're essentially unlimitedly smart. They can keep learning forever and ever and ever until they completely learn everything and just take over the world. Do you think robots will take over? If they do try to take over, how can we stop them? My idea is to turn off all the electricity in the world so they can't charge themselves, then we can hide until their batteries die. The only problem is that some of them might use solar power, but solar power batteries are kinda weak, so they'll die quickly. What's your idea for stopping the robot apocalypse? Let me know in the comments. We started with Peppa, and we'll end with Peppa. If you haven't been scared so far, this episode is definitely gonna give you nightmares, I promise. If you don't get scared, I'll give you any cookie of your choice. Now, this Peppa Pig episode was lost because Peppa was basically eating her entire family. Oh my god, that's so scary, but I know you're brave enough to watch till the end. Let's do this together.
Peppa was in the kitchen, eating Daddy Pig. George watched helplessly, unable to stop her. Peppa looked horrifying. She resembled a bloodthirsty monster, far from the gentle little pig we know. Suddenly, Mummy Pig appeared and signaled George to come to her, but Peppa's sharp senses detected the movement outside the kitchen. She grew excited. She smashed the table lamp, plunging everything into darkness, leaving Mummy Pig and George unable to see each other. Peppa Peppa crawled out of the kitchen, sniffing the air. This only made poor George more terrified. When Peppa returned to the kitchen, Mummy Pig came rushing out, desperately calling for George. After witnessing his sister eat Daddy Pig, little George was paralyzed with fear, unable to move. Just then, Peppa appeared in the kitchen doorway and smelled Mummy Pig's scent. She attacked, tearing her to pieces. When she was done, only a piece of Mummy's remains was left in her hands. With Daddy and Mummy Pig dead, George was utterly terrified, trapped in the house, sharing it with the monster Peppa. Peppa suddenly turned around, as if sensing something, sending George into complete despair. Peppa was getting closer to the poor George. A noise from the next room caught her attention, allowing George to escape by sheer luck. After the terror, George let out a sigh of relief. But Peppa found him again, dragging him back to the kitchen. He was likely to face the same fate as his parents.
Oh my gosh. I know you got scared, admit it. Don't lie to me because even I got scared. And I already knew what this video was going to be about. Well, okay, that's a little embarrassing for me. And maybe I'm just not as brave as I thought. This episode was a fan-made episode for a creepypasta, so it's not real, but I know you knew it wasn't real since you're pretty smart for a kid. Alright, I'm gonna go watch something wholesome like baking videos. If you don't want to miss me, be sure to subscribe with the bell on. And like the video, it really helps. You can also follow my group and Roblox account if you want to find me in-game. I'll see you super soon. Toodles!